What up? Shout out everybody tonight. What a beautiful day. This is the first episode of the new year.
It is.
Look at us go.
Episode 87.
Is it 87? Wow.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Producer Lounge, brought to you by
a horror sound.
Always 400. We are your hosts. I'm Caleb. This is Austin. David. And this is
Florence.
Florence, our trusty dog.
Yep.
Trusty Wolfenstein.
The special guest.
This show is centered around music.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a professional show centered around music production.
Top tier content.
Folks, we're here to just take an hour out of our day and sit down with y'all and just hang out.
Just hang out.
We're just a couple producers on the long road towards making dope-ass shit. And we're just pulling up next to you on the road. We're saying, hey, how's it going there, partner?
What's up? We see you. You're working too.
You want to have a little convo? You want to hang out for a little bit? Maybe we pitch a tent real quick here off the side of the road. It's getting dark.
Oh, you're in an Ableton shirt? What's up?
Oh, it's time for supper. I got a couple slabs of meat in the back.
Oh, venison?
Why don't we hang out by the fire, chat music production? Yeah. We're on this long road together.
Yeah.
Might as well, man.
Yeah. I got some sick-ass tips I'll give you.
Let me, and I'm sure you fucking do too.
Yeah.
Listen here, folks. This show is not just for us to bestow tips upon you. It's for you to bestow tips upon us.
Yeah.
This whole operation is a circular event.
You're the real podcast. We're just the
true.
audience listening.
That's true.
They are the Rear Podcast.
The Rear Podcast.
Rear podcast. Folks, anyways, welcome to episode 87.
No, we're not already drunk before this one.
No.
Come on.
I hope everybody's having a good week.
Oh, it's been great.
Yeah, I got
amazing.
some time in the DAW this week.
It's a new year.
Yeah,
New year.
Yeah.
Brand new year, brand new beats.
A little bit after the pod last week. I got another little beat going, so I'm pretty stoked on that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, what about you guys? How's your week?
It's been good.
Saucy?
I've been finalizing a track to get ready for release.
Oh.
It's coming out next week.
Hey!
Yeah, look at that. Doing a little independent release. Just gonna self-release, get a whole 6 plays on SoundCloud. I can't
Let's
wait.
go.
It's gonna be awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
are you only releasing it on SoundCloud? You're not
Oh no,
putting
it's
on-
gonna be everywhere.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll get 6 on each platform.
Right. I mean, together, that's a total of 12.
Yes. Yeah. Don't forget about Audius 18. Come on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You can get 2 from that one.
Yeah, I'll get it too.
Shout out Audius, though.
Honestly, shout out Audius.
I fucking want them to succeed so bad.
I want them to be number 1. I want them to fucking
Same.
spit on Spotify's face.
I'm also biased
Rub their
'cause it's
face in the
pink,
dirt.
and I like pink aesthetic, and
Cool.
they have a sick aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I like triangles, too, and their shit's all triangles.
Yeah, and they're part of new wave crypto, NFT, fucking hypersphere, whatever.
Right.
It's going to be cool.
100%.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if it...
Yeah, we'll see.
If it
Good luck,
works out.
Audius.
Good work. Good luck, crypto.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
luck,
Good
all
luck,
that.
crypto. 100%.
Yeah, I'm pumped on this track, though. It's one that you guys have heard a bunch at
For
this
sure.
point. All the random homies that have come over, and it's been generally good feedback. So it'll be fun to release. Of course, no label in the world wanted it, so it kind of makes me feel like, is it even worth it?
I mean, to be fair, you say the word and it'll be released on Always 400.
That's true. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
obviously.
Yeah. You own a
I
record
mean,
label.
know that why that wasn't... Yeah.
Oh no. The reason because
Don't
we
forget.
established I'll release on Always 400 when you guys start releasing. I can't. I don't wanna,
too
that's
bad
my
that's
rule.
already happened.
No one hasn't.
Yes, all of Mona Lisa is on Always
Okay.
400.
True.
Okay, that's
It's true.
true.
Yeah.
That doesn't count though.
Yes, it does. It's on
Yeah.
every
It's-
album art.
It definitely
every album art.
doesn't...
I want Party B.
It
to
definitely
release on
doesn't
it.
count. It's only 20-something songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't count at all.
no.
And it's only Party B lo-fi, so it is. It
Yeah.
is. No, I understand what you're saying, but
yeah.
also whatever, release wherever you want. But you do own a record label.
I do.
Yeah.
How was your week, Dave?
Yeah, Dave, how was your week?
Yeah, I got a couple little beat skis in. Definitely. I had made a tune before the pod last week. I think I may have mentioned it.
Is that the one you showed us today?
Yeah. No. I showed you last week.
Okay.
And then, so this week I've been making a couple more beats using all the elements of that beat. So I just took a beat that I like, that is like, it's a whip, but it's pretty fucking solid.
Let's go.
Then I took it and I made 2 more beats with that beat.
Right.
By like switching
branched
up.
out.
Yeah, like do some editing on percussion and stuff. Take like melodic elements and like do some weird shit to make them be totally different than whatever they were in the first thing.
Right.
And, like, you know, just switch up the vibe. So yeah, it's been a fun thing. It's actually my tip of the week.
Oh, quick segue into tip of the week.
Yeah.
Reuse your,
take your beat that you like,
right,
and make another beat with all the elements of it. Also, you can add more elements.
Correct.
And
Fuck
don't
up.
take some of the ones.
Right. And completely destroy elements.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's a take on the whole, like, go back to your old projects and save presets and save samples you like and all that shit. It's like, don't do that. Just like save a new version and then destroy it into a new beat.
Yep. And just make something that doesn't sound like the other thing, really.
Right, which isn't going to be that hard. Once you start fucking
no.
around with shit, start throwing biome on the fucking thing.
As soon as it's a different bass line or a different,
yeah.
melodic thing happening, it just is a different song.
Right. Yeah,
And then
the idea
you
develops.
Exactly.
But you have a sub there already. You already have
drums,
really nice drums
A
that sound
foundation.
good already because they've been mixed nice.
Right. Right.
You know, you have whatever kind of effects that you used, which a lot of the time you could just reuse those over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
Dude.
I have like the same white noise sample on like everything.
Dude,
I have like a
I use the same
that
riser.
I've been using forever.
Yeah, I have like
That
4.
I made.
Yeah.
I'm
I
so
use
happy
that
you
one.
said that. Yeah.
If that's the one from the facts folder, I use that one all the time.
That one's so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
There's one that you made that's like a clap impact that I
it's like,
use all the time. It's dude, it's so
good.
good. Like I don't know what you
yeah.
did for it, but
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing.
It's really good.
Yeah. It's a very, very much high end. It's
Very.
like very sizzly.
Yeah.
It's very loud.
But it doesn't hurt
Right.
also. It's like a nice high end and it's very present, but it's not just like a shitty like blaster. Like 4K blaster.
Yeah. Width is where that is helping it.
Right, right.
Because it's like, it's white noise and it's wide. So it's like, that's going to cut through.
Right.
You know, so you're going to hear it nice. And then obviously there's a bunch of movement happening in whatever I don't know. I don't know how I made it.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, go and fuck up your old beats.
Fuck up your old beats.
Right, right.
Yeah, for fun. Like I'm in, Caleb and I are both in like a bit of a sketch mode right now where we have gig coming up. We just played a gig and we're like, we can just make a bunch of sketched out shit that we can like go and test on the crowd and see like what goes off
Yeah.
and what doesn't. And then if we want to make it a full thing, we can then go back and like refine it into like a really intensely good thing. But
Right.
like,
Yeah.
We're legit.
right now it's just make it good as fast as possible.
Right.
And then move on.
We're legit making just like demos, basically.
Yeah. Club
They're-
tunes.
Yeah, they're just club tunes that are 2.5 minutes long. It has like enough of an intro for you to be able to mix, and then it has enough of an outro for you to get out of. But it's one drop. There's no breakdown with like a whole other
a long
like
drop.
new. Yeah, it's a fairly long drop, but it's enough to like get the vibe across. And if people like go ham at it and continue to go ham at it the whole course of the track, you're like, all right, this could be fleshed out to 4 minute. And split these 2 drops up, basically.
Yeah.
Because you can basically do that.
I mean, you make a breakdown and then
Yeah. Yeah. Just put it in the middle of where the drop changes. Because if you're making a 2.5 track or 2.5 minute track and it's got one drop, that gives you about 64 bars of drop with like 32 on either end.
Right.
So you just take the 64, split in half. That's 32 and 32.
Do you guys do 64 bar drops?
On these tracks, I have been.
Yep.
Wow.
A lot of time, if
okay.
it's, and that's what I'm saying, if it's split up, that 64 is more like
4/16s ideas. Is that what you're going for? Or?
Yes, or it's like the drop will, like I'll cut that 64 drop in half because it'll usually have a switch, at least on these most recent ideas.
Yeah.
Because I want that idea of just a minute that you're going to play it evolve really quickly so people stay intrigued.
Yeah.
And give me a real reaction of what part they like.
Mm-hmm.
But you can take that one drop, that 64 bars, split it in half, and now the first 32 bars you can expand upon to become 64 bars of a new first drop. And the second 32, you can expand upon that to make 64 bars of a new second drop. Or vice versa. You can swap them if one did better than the other or whatever.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
these quick little sketches are the shit. Because one, it's easy to make. You just keep working until you find something that you're like, I could listen to this for a minute. And then you're like, cool, just sketch it out.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? Just
and it's
sketch
like
it out.
low pressure making
Yeah,
it.
it's really low pressure.
It's low pressure, and it makes you like quickly go through building stuff out instead of kind of being like nitpicky because you're doing your art shit, and then like this is like way easier. I mean, I'm finding I'm just like, wow, I can just like do this.
Just writing a track and knowing that you need a second drop makes it harder.
It does. It totally does. Yeah.
Because you make a dope first drop and you're like, well, I guess I'll make that the second drop and I'll just make a simplified version of that for the first drop. You know, but then once you're playing live, you realize you're like, I don't want to play the whole song. I don't want to play 1 and 2 of the drops. I just want to play one of them. So whether you're just playing the second drop or the first drop doesn't really matter. But when you're making these sketches, you're just like, oh, let's just mash both those ideas. Whose phone was that?
Dave.
That
Wow,
was not my
Dave.
phone.
Dude.
I don't think that was
Didn't
Dave's
turn
phone.
your
I do
phone
not
off
have
for
an
the-
Android.
Pretty sure that
Thank
was
you
an
very
Android
much.
phone.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I didn't hear anything.
Wow, perfect timing. Baku busy.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Baco Bibizo. What's
Bibizo.
up, G?
Sorry, I don't know how
Holy
to say
shit,
your
this
name.
is the homie.
Big ups to you.
You made it. You made it over all the way from Twitch land and Discord land. What's up, buddy? It's
Hey.
good to have you here.
Welcome to YouTube.
Hell
Welcome to
yeah.
YouTube.
Fuck, what was I
I like that we
saying?
still have the dinosaur. for the,
Yeah.
Going on 64.
Either way, it takes the pressure off building these little mini just demos for the club because you can take just like 2 of the best ideas you came up with and just mash them into 64 bars of a drop. And it doesn't really matter. You're just trying to go ham real quick for a minute with the riff or the idea, and then you're out. Doesn't matter. The whole plan is to come in and out real quick.
Yeah,
And it makes it so much easier.
it really does, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You can just crank 'em
also, in the club, the 32 bar drop, a little bit short.
It feels
Yeah.
short in the club, yeah.
You know? So if you can just give them just heat just for a while and just wear people out for a second and then go into a breakdown and here you go again. We're going to bring it back to you just in a second. And then it's just
Plus, say half the set is these demos and half the set is full tracks. Those full tracks are going to come in handy because then you'll have breakdowns and you'll have intro grooves.
Yeah.
And you'll have like long moments where you can kind of calm down a little bit, but then you'll have, moments where you can play 4 tracks that are just 64 drops in a row. Just just go fucking hard and then fucking calm it down,
destroy the crowd for a little while.
Yeah,
Right, which
yeah.
is
yeah.
that's when I'm at a show, like it gets boring quick.
Yeah.
Like I want to be like I don't want it too quick. Like I don't like dubstep. It's a little too fast.
Very quick.
You
Right.
know?
Well, that gets boring just because it's the same
Yeah, it's very,
It just
very
goes
similar.
hard consistently the whole time.
Yeah. Like maximum hardness and then all the way breakdown. Yeah, then build to maximum hardness, all the way breakdown.
Right. And then it's always like a super pretty, like super sappy fucking break. And you're like, how is it sappy right now when I know we're about to murder babies?
Yeah.
Right.
In like
Dude,
10 seconds.
I think it was Sullivan King, dubstep community. Don't kill me for this, but he did the greatest thing I've ever heard, where he did the like traditional. I'm gonna have like a pretty female vocalist sing on it, and we'll have the sappy moment before the heavy dubstep drop, and then the girl singing in the build, and then it just cuts out, and it's like "fuck you, bitch," and then it just goes into the dubstep. So it's like it's very aware of itself, and it's like, nah, fuck you, just going in. I don't remember what song that was, but I heard it and I was like, that's amazing. That's dubstep energy in a nutshell.
Yep.
It was great.
Yep. They really like to go back and forth.
Yeah.
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 That's also something that's nice when you're more of an established artist, or at least you're playing a lot of shows, is you get to test out your sketches and your little ideas and everything to a live audience, and you're like, okay, this one kind of like everyone was dancing and it was good, but I played this one and like there was like an actual reaction.
Right.
That means like something is special about this one.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to experience that yet. We
Yeah.
haven't played a set where shit hasn't either completely gone to shit, or it's like the first set we played in a long time, so I'm nervous. I'm not paying attention to like what's going off or not. So I haven't had a chance to like drop one and be like, oh, this one went off harder than the last one. Like I haven't had a chance to like be cognizant
Yeah.
in that
Too
moment.
focused.
Yeah, I'm too focused on
Yeah.
everything falling apart in terms of hardware
Right.
for me to like worry about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I do know that Giraffe and Accurate went over great,
Oh,
nice.
Sure.
according to people in
You
the
guys played
crowd, so-
Giraffe?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm a giraffe.
Yeah. Born on this podcast.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Wasn't that episode just released recently also?
Maybe.
I think I saw that thumbnail on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was
Interesting.
yeah.
Couple weeks ago.
Maybe that's what it was. I just saw it, but yeah. Banger.
Yeah. Yeah. And that one was one of the last ones I made where it was like, it's a full track.
Mm.
Like now I'm on the full tip of like, if it's past 2.5 minutes, it's too long right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
is honestly great because it's almost like tiresome when I'm trying to like do a bunch of shit, aka like work a full-time job and like make content with this and hang out with people and then also fucking network and then also fucking try to make beats so we can fucking have new shit for shows and shit.
Yeah.
Where now just
Also,
knowing,
you working on your goat farm. That's
right,
takes up
right,
a
the
lot
Go
of time.
Farm. There's lots of milking.
Lots of milking.
So much cheese, dude. Our cheese refrigerator is almost full.
Yeah. We have a whole separate cheese refrigerator
know.
and it's full.
I know.
Jesus.
Delicious.
It's so dank.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Our Lord and Savior.
Anyways, but the pressure's kind of off knowing I can just like hop in and like I can work on a loop, and then just once the loop gets like okay, I can kind of flush it out. And then one more session and it's enough.
Right.
Where it's like
Right.
it's got enough intrigue for a 1 minute to the audience, because in all reality they're listening to it alone, that track alone, for a minute. The other like minute and a half is intro and outro, basically.
Totally,
So
right?
it's like you only need a minute of attention grabbing, so you don't need a lot of turnarounds, you don't need a lot of fills, you don't need a lot of like crazy shit. You kind of just need a riff that repeats and is sick.
Yeah. Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say. You said you've been making like 2.5 minute sketches. I've been doing a lot of sketches as well, but mine tend to be like a minute ish. Sometimes like 45 seconds, sometimes like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Because I'm not focusing on like get a good like mixable part for the intro and outro kind of thing.
Right,
I'm going like
right.
straight
It's
for
straight
just
in, which that's perfect.
and maybe
for
like a
that's like internet content.
exactly.
That's like perfect for that.
Exactly,
Right.
right? Yeah. It's just meant to be like, here's this one idea and a slight little lead up before
Right,
it, and
right.
then you're just gone.
Because you could add an intro and outro on any one of those tracks.
Oh, totally.
Super easy, real quick.
Totally.
Just
Even
like
a verse before,
yeah,
little
or even
flesh
just
out.
like like you take that and you go back 32 bars and you add an impact and white noise building up to like the melody.
Yep, the classic.
Now it's mixable.
Yep.
How it's
Yep.
now it's a releasable.
What a surprise! Yeah, yeah. It's like so easy.
Yeah.
Isn't it fucking? I always go back and forth on like, it's so weird how formulaic music can be, but at the same time how creative you can be in these formulas. And like all of the artists I look up to, more or less, like in the interviews I've seen, they're like, nah, it's not a formula, man. But then we all use the same fucking formula.
Yeah, it's very fluid. Like,
yeah,
there is a formula, but you can easily like break down the essential parts of the formula. So you can like, yeah, hard to explain, but like,
yeah. And when you understand the central parts of the formula, you can play with it and break the rules and be like, okay, I'm going to intentionally not do it this specific way, but it still fits into the guidelines and will work with all the other formulas so people can mix it or do it live or
it's
whatever.
It's like you're trying to build a house and there's a formula as to how you build that house. But also, as long as you just have all the parts, there's a house.
Yeah, compare like
so
a modern
just
house
throw them all in a pit, and you're like, sick, there's a house.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't actually work in terms of like that analogy, but in music it works.
Yeah. No, and conceptually it is kind of the same thing. The way you build a skyscraper isn't, I imagine, I don't know shit, but isn't that different
I mean, it's very
than
particular.
a house?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But it's not that different. You have like the foundation pieces and whatever, you build on that, the extras.
That's why there's such genres as deconstructed club. It's like all the elements of club music, it's just like in a broken beat and like fucking all glitched out and like kind of like stripped of all its groove and turned into like more of a broken beat kind of thing. And it has literally all the same things that a club beat would have. It's just not four on the floor. And it's like all fucking sparsed out and shit and chopped up, which is fucking sick. You can't really like do that. You can kind of do that with visual art. There's like collage art.
Yeah.
Kind of lame. But
yeah, what do they call it? Fucking
collage.
Multiple.
Oh, yeah. When you clip out magazine clippings and paste it on shit.
Is that not collage? Is there a different name for that?
Yeah, I think there is a specific word for it.
Would be collage.
I think AT would know it, actually. He does know exactly where. Yeah. And it's kind of cool because that's an aesthetic, but at the same time, it's like you're just collaging. Just taking cool stuff and making
Bacco
Bibizo
says restrictions and formulas breed creativity.
Yes, they do. They fuck.
Really?
They fuck, dude. They fuck.
Bacco, you dirty dog.
Restrictions and formulas fuck, dude.
Yeah, dude. Have to be creative to solve the problem
Probably missionary.
of how to fit things into your constraints.
They're into BDSM, I think, actually.
it's so extreme. Oh, fucking
low key on a serious note.
Yeah.
What he said here is fucking fire, though.
Yeah, totally.
You have to be creative to solve the problem of how to fit things into your constraints. It's a really articulate way to put it.
Yeah, you have a dun 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 dun, and you have to figure out how to make that sound cool for a while,
right?
Because it's repetitive, but like, so you kind of have to make it happen the whole time, but you also have to figure out how to make it not the same. It's gotta be the same.
Right.
Hard to do.
And I mean, but that's when
creativity.
That's when you start pulling out like the logical part of the brain. Like after you've done the emotional part of like coming up with the melody of dum 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 dum,
beautiful melody.
You know, like coming up with that just beautiful, luscious atonal melody.
You guys can sample that.
Yep. Now you have all these different parameters. You have pitch. You have velocity, you have timbre, you have fucking octaves. You have all these different ways in which to have that melody be moving. So now it starts to take on character because now it's pitching around. You know, it's starting to fucking kind of wobble around, and you can start panning or start changing velocity so it changes timbres. Right. There's all these little fucking little bits. Right.
Yep.
And next thing you know, this atonal fucking dry little donk starts becoming like an instrument, like somebody playing an oboe badly, but it sounds like somebody's playing something, starts moving around.
Yeah.
And then you start.
When someone plays an oboe very well, the variation in
It's still
every
huge.
single thing is way more
Yeah.
than what we could hope to do. No, I don't know. Is it just not turned
Dave,
off?
your phone again, dude? Jeez. I thought
Doesn't it have a silent mode on
It's
those
a new
Androids?
phone, hold
Do
on.
those Androids have silent
No,
modes?
it's all the way down, but in this phone there's like 4 settings for it. And I don't know what's
It's not a
what.
phone. It's not an actual phone. It's like a kid's phone.
Oh,
Some sort of.
whatever. Not willing to pay $1,400 for a phone that does the same thing.
I paid my phone off. Okay, it's an iPhone.
Yeah, it only took forever. You know how much mine was? $250. And it does everything your phone does.
Except go silent.
Apparently. Apparently it has a problem being quiet.
I was waiting for that. I was like, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember where we were. We were talking about movement and shit.
Baco
but-
just dropping knowledge on some shit?
Yeah, he dropped. He
We were
dropped-
talking about restrictions and formulas fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Because that is kind of what
breeding
you kind of get
creativity.
to as an electronic producer is you go to formulas versus constraints.
Restraints.
Close.
I had-
Restraints right in the middle. He's in the middle of the constraints and
He
the
is.
formulas.
He is.
He's
Just
like,
tied up.
y'all want to have a 3-way? Yeah, he's like, you want to have a 3-way?
I can't stop you.
I'm restrained right now.
Damn it, that one time he's not here. Hopefully he sees us in like 3 years.
Oh, he's here. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
here. He typed into the chat, "You're welcome." That's all he has typed in. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. I don't know what's going on. John, you're strange.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see that.
I mean, John, you're restrained.
Restrained.
We're strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to completely derail it.
Yes, go ahead.
Dude, this has been on my mind, and I fucking blame John for it, which was actually a super healthy thing. So thank you, John, for planting the seed like 2 years ago. But just the idea of like where are buildups, the concept of a buildup, where is that going to go
Giraffes.
in the future? And the concept of like
Oh, buildups?
buildups are the first topic I want to explore a little bit. And I mean, I don't know how far we can go. It's just, whatever. But I'm thinking about it so much as like, what is the next phase of how we do a buildup? And then on top of that, something that we all see a lot of people do in EDM is like the intro, verse, build-up, drop kind of structuring.
Yeah.
When is that going to die? Because like we figured that out and it's amazing for what it is. You can get like 4 concepts into a very tight time frame and have it be like a roller coaster of emotion. But like, what is the next step in this? And how do we like expand on these concepts and take it to a new direction? I've been thinking about it fucking so much.
Would
And
you
it's
say
so weird.
intro, verse, build up, drop?
Yeah. Intro, verse, build up, drop. And then just the concept. I was talking about this with ATL, so it was just like, what is the next phase of just build-ups? And I think we should, as a whole, stop thinking about it as a build-up and start thinking about it as tension and release.
Right.
Have a moment of like a.
That's what I was going to say.
Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah, that was my next thing to say.
Dude,
it's
that's
built
the
upon
move.
tension and release. That's why it's the formula that it is.
Exactly. Conceptually, at its foundation, it is tension and release, but we think about it as like a buildup.
Right.
We all know it as, oh, here's the buildup, the thing's about to come, but like, how do we make it like fucking really, really sick as like a tension piece? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be like the tension into the drop. Of course, you could do that,
That's fun.
but yeah, just, I don't know, tension and release has been on my mind and structuring.
I feel like build-ups have like a pretty good variety of
You think so?
modes.
Really? I don't think so.
Well, if the rule is they need to be tension and release, if it needs to be tension
They got that down.
for the release part,
Yeah.
then like I don't know.
There's-
How else do you get tension?
There's
That's what I'm saying. How do you do it? There has to be another way.
Caleb.
We've done
Caleb?
it before. You guys are going to know it as soon as I say it.
Contrast?
Well, yes, but you get contrast through the anti buildup.
Oh.
The one where it goes super quiet, super soft.
Oh, right.
You know, and then it just comes in without any buildup at all.
Yeah.
It's the buildup style thing, which we like to do, or at least I do. I love doing that.
I hear you do it all the time,
yeah,
where it gets
shit
all
the time,
small.
or yeah, and it's not really trying to draw attention to itself being a buildup. Like there's no snares, there's no drums, there's none of that. It's just like slowly being like, oh wait, now there's just one thing happening, and then it hits you like before you like realize that it's kind of slimmed down to nothing.
That's a sick
That's
move.
like my favorite style, also because I'm not good at buildups. Like so, I just like find it easier to do it that way.
I'm still calling that a buildup, though.
Yeah, it is
Totally. Right.
Another way to get the tension, regardless of how you're doing your buildup or whatever, is dissonance. So whether that's, which is another form of contrast.
Yeah.
Like, but note dissonance is really fun.
That's a fun way to think about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It starts to get wrong, as we like to say.
Dead
we
Mouse
break
is
it.
really good at that.
Right. One way we like to categorize it, we're like you just break the lead. Like the lead line happens, and then during the build-up, the lead line breaks. It goes dissonant. It starts playing a different kind of thing that starts falling apart, and then your drop fucking follows that fucking new broken thing, which is it's the coolest.
Yeah.
It's the coolest. You go from something pretty to something dying.
Yeah.
And then that
it's a
dying
fun
thing
contrast.
becomes the cool thing, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then now, okay, we've gone full circle.
Now we're
'cause
doing progressive.
Now we
Yeah.
just talked about rhythm because we were just saying, oh, they do the pretty thing and then they do the fucking brown thing, right?
But they're like really brash about it.
They are so.
You know, it goes from pretty to just like, and then, you know, whatever. When you can kind of do it where it's like a piano line that's like, do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
And it just starts, and then the drop is,
Right.
you know, it's all fucking just falling apart and shit. It's the best.
It is the
You
best.
It is amazing.
It's the best, dude.
I don't know.
fucking
We
love
can.
it.
I
But-
feel like all of us as a whole, collectively, we can do better.
I agree.
We're all scared.
I agree.
We're scared little bitches, and we're like, this works, and we know it works.
I
and
don't
it
think
makes the
we're
dance
all
floor work.
scared. I don't think we're all
I don't think we're all scared.
I don't think I'm scared. I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm
You're right.
on the
You're right.
fucking frontier, dude.
You are. You push. push.
Dude, you're scared, dude.
I think you're scared.
I am. But it's okay to be afraid, guys. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not scared, but I do feel fear. But it's okay to feel fear
Because you have a NASCAR
when you're
hat.
on the frontier, folks.
Oh.
It's okay to feel fear when you're on the frontier.
When you're on the frontier. Are you guys making a Warhouse song? Yeah, I don't know. I think we Flostradamus. I was listening to Willie Joy, the back-to-back with Willie Joy. Shout out that thing in Flostradamus. And he was saying like kind of a similar thing where he's like he plays shows, and he was saying it's partly the artist's fault and partly the listener's fault. Like we've all been conditioned to this sort of like a verse thing happens and then the build up and then the drop, and at the break everyone in the crowd is just kind of like, okay, yeah, the drop happened, let's go back to talking and sipping our beers and not paying attention. And then like at a certain point the build up comes back and everyone's like, oh, a thing's about to happen, let's listen and headbang for a second. It's like this weird cycle of, it's so binary of just like hype and then like fucking socializing and like don't give a shit about the music. So like what is this weird balance? And that comes back to the structuring side of it, is like, how do we make just all of it like pay attention to the song? It makes me think of like rock music, like fucking dad rock back in the day. Like you go to one of those shows and the entire thing is just this fucking spectacle, and you don't want to look away for a moment and like take your attention away for like a second, because you're gonna miss this beautiful little solo or some beautiful like whatever thing that happens. And like I feel like electronic music is missing that. Not all of it, but, and I don't know the answer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those, going back to something I've said many times before, it's what is it for? What is the purpose of the thing?
100%.
So like at a big festival or in some kind of EDM setting, it is kind of nice to have a moment where you can talk to your friends and bullshit for a second. And then when the fucking drop happens, you're all like, okay, let's go.
Oh, we're back in it. Oh, sure,
Right,
sure.
You go
100%.
crazy, and then you get another
That's
moment
fair.
in a little bit to be like, how'd you like that tune? Like, that was for a fucking sick ass song.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh my God, it's coming again.
Yeah.
Right. Which also doubles back to our
yeah.
making these little
Yes.
2.5 minute long tracks where they get played for a minute and then it's into the next song. So like it's basically a minute of dance time where you're paying attention the whole time, a minute of mix where you're allowed to like chill out for a second, and a minute of dance, minute of chill, minute of dance, and it just kind of goes back and forth. And you get this nice little fucking the whole way through to kind of ebb and flow, which
Totally.
I think again, is appropriate for the setting you're in. If you're with a band, it's very. I mean, the band has to be doing something. So at any moment, like the way just the song is written, somebody's doing something. So there's no lull, anyways, because like the keyboard's doing something, or the drummer's like doing a little. Right. You know, like, or the
little moment.
Yeah, or it's just like a quick moment where the guitarist is just like, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. And the fucking guitarist is just doing a little, just jamming with the
Just dicking around for a sec.
drummer or whatever. Yeah, like it's totally different setting.
Yeah.
It's still
Set and setting.
dancing. You're still dancing, but it's like a totally different vibe
Sometimes,
than like
yeah.
a club.
Yeah. And it's not that like one is better than the other.
No. They're just different.
Yeah, they're just different.
Yeah,
like we
totally different.
did that thing, the rock thing, forever, where everyone has their moment.
And I love
pay
doing
attention.
both.
And then now we have this thing
Yeah.
where it's like huge, massive, fucking in your face moment, and then you breathe for a second, you talk with your friends, and
Right.
you're like, oh, that was cool. Oh, coming back, like
Yeah.
there's.
I love
But I feel
it.
like we've done this second thing
Right.
a
What's the
lot.
next thing?
What is the next thing?
Right. Yeah.
And I
don't know.
think we shouldn't. Like, we definitely should learn from the past, so we don't make mistakes again. But like, it is weird thinking about like, what is the new third thing gonna be? Like, or not even third, but whatever.
Well,
the
if you
next...
think about it, let's try and take it back all the way back. What was the first type of music mainstream that you would go see? Would be like a symphony or something like that, right?
Oh, so EDM shows everybody just sits down.
No,
in
I'm not
suits
saying
and
it's
we're
going to
like-
repeat. I'm just saying let's see how many actually there are.
Okay,
There's the kind that you go sit down and you sit and experience,
Symphony.
which I would say is the same with like prog rock, like Dream Theater or Rush. Like you're dancing, but you're not like dancing to Rush. You're like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You're just watching the band destroy the whole time.
Yeah, and even
Like-
before symphonies, you think about like Mozart, Beethoven, that kind of thing.
I mean,
it was a similar concept where everyone
That
just
is
sits
the
down in theater.
Symphony.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's how they'd
I
showcase
guess that
their
is
music.
just symphony.
When
huh?
when Mozart came out with a new track, he'd go tour with a
track.
symphony.
You drop that new fire.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
All right, people,
Check out,
check out this new whip.
I got
Let's
this new
go,
whip, baby. Check
Let's
this shit
go.
All right, violins.
Dun dun
violins.
dun dun.
Everyone's like,
Oh,
he doesn't miss.
Fucking yeah. That,
what did the boy say over here?
yeah, Baca, you're writing us novels over here, dude. Does someone want to take a sec to read it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
He's English again.
Okay.
All right. Baco Bibizo says.
Baco Bibizo.
Baco Bibizo.
Buckabibiza.
I work with this I work with this dude.
Clowns.
Okay, I work with this dude Clowns that just makes the most crazy mashup music.
Wow.
He showed me that if you want to actually make music that will catch people's attention, you have to stop copying everyone.
Really?
I got a couple.
Yes and no.
I got a couple caveats. Yeah.
We'll get to that.
EDM producers, he goes on.
Right.
He goes on.
Right.
Excuse me.
EDM.
Need to listen to more music than electronic music. Very good statement there.
That's a great
That's
statement.
A very good statement.
I agree, Clowns. I
Yeah,
agree.
That's a good one. Lots of genres capture your attention like that. But EDM producers often put all of their drop and rest is just slap it on. That doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like I read it wrong, but I get what you're saying.
They're all into a drop and the rest is just slapped on.
Oh, and the rest is just slapped on. Yeah. Or the rest is like a totally different project. I get that all the time too, where I'm like, oh, this is a fun track, and then it drops, and I'm like, these are two different tracks.
Right.
Like, what the fuck does this have anything to do with what just happened 10 seconds ago?
No hate to like dubstep dudes, but they're notorious for doing like, in my mind, shitty remixes like that, where they have like a sick concept for like a remix, and then it just goes into a drop that has nothing.
Yeah, it's just like a normal right. When you had the chance to like do this cool melodic drop that like incorporated,
you could have used
shit.
this cool riff of the melody, and they're like, nah, fucking.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Love you, dubstep guys. I love you.
Love
but
you too,
like,
but
I mean, come on, come on.
No, you're good, dude.
I'm only half.
So let's start
on board with you guys. I'm kind of into it.
Let's start.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm. There's caveats.
There's caviar.
All right.
Let's talk about that first one. When you said, "Show me you want to actually make music that will catch people's attention."
Not just copy.
Not just copy everyone.
Yeah.
Thoughts, David, go. Okay, Austin, go.
So what I was thinking is
Caleb, go. Okay,
nailed it.
Dave.
I agree. Back to Dave.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, back to Austin.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Dave. I agree. Caleb?
It's like copying people is nice to learn.
Correct.
How things work. And like also DJing is another thing like that where you get to learn how the things work within songs and like things like DJing your own songs, I mean, and then DJing them next to other people's songs who are good. So you get to learn a lot from copying people's tunes, and I would say just copy a lot of different stuff.
Right. That's in this,
and then
second point.
You can put that into whatever the fuck you want to do.
Correct.
Is.
Yep.
Which will not be copying other people, but it will be similar.
Right.
In some ways, most likely.
Right.
You know, especially if you get into a scene, good luck just completely not doing anything close to the stand.
That's a scene. The moment you try and get into a scene, you're already making something that's copying people.
Yeah, nothing is like truly original.
Right. And are you done?
Yeah, sure.
Thoughts? Yeah, that evolves.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so that's a good starting point. Is like, in my mind, nothing is really truly original. Like, I haven't seen a single artist in the past, like, I'm confident to say, like, 100 years who's, like, completely in their own vein, you know?
Right.
Like, one of my favorite artists who I think is, like, outside of the curve but making amazing music is Tipper. But, like, he's boom bap.
Yeah.
Very heavily. He's so similar to, like, dubstep and, like, rhythm-y shit.
Totally.
Like, structurally. Yeah. Like, but he just has, like, some weird style and like, sound design. And you kind of hear, like, oh, it's, like, Tipper, I guess.
It's just so good.
It's just so fucking amazing, yeah.
Right.
And he's like, you can hear it, and you're like, okay, this is very, very unique, and you're doing your own amazing thing. But, like, you're not completely original. And something you said, if you want to actually make music that will catch people's attention, you have to stop copying everyone. I also disagree with that. I think if you try and forge your own path, you're going to get the least amount of attention for so long until you finally get so good at it that you start cultivating an audience and a scene in a community. But at first, like that, I don't think it really is the way to do it. Like you were saying, like copying people and learning from the greats and learning what is great music is the way to go. And getting really, really good at that. Like if you just make a really, really good song, it doesn't matter what genre it is, like it will catch people's attention. But if you just are doing something left field for the sake of it, like Kybris, if anyone knows him, like he's super fucking weird and obscure, and he has no attention at all.
Right.
So
there's definitely not to cut.
No, you're good.
You off,
you're good.
But to kind of further envelop upon that, there's definitely some kind of curve.
There's some sort
I
of
would
curve.
say graph where it's like it's almost like a reverse bell, where it's like
reverse bell.
You make like the most similar music to everyone else that nobody listens to because you just sound like a shitty version of Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
Or you start moving towards to like that middle ground where you're like, where there's like, the way I'd like to describe it is you got 1 foot in the present and 1 foot in the future.
That's sick.
You're allowing enough of what's happening to kind of keep people comfortable while they're listening to your song. And then there's enough pushing the envelope where they're intrigued the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you start going back down the curve or back up the curve or whatever, where you're so unique and so fucking off of the fucking beaten trail that nobody listens to you at all because nobody knows where you are.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of the woods.
That's Kybris. Everyone listening to this.
Nobody knows where the fuck you are.
You're in the woods.
And listening in the
Nobody knows.
future, go listen to Kybris right now, Qebrus. Listen to his shit just for like 20 seconds, and you'll hear like he's so far fucking deep in the woods. He's lost for 20 years.
And there's not necessarily anything wrong with
if
it.
you're that deep in the woods, making obscure music, does anybody hear it?
Oh,
shit.
Oh. If a tree falls in the forest.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like we need the fringe. Like the fringe sets the boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like you have to figure out what you're willing to do. Like how much are you willing to take from normal like tropes of music making to like get your point across. Like I happen to like riffs, like guitar riffs. So like I could make just guitar riffs for days, and I don't care that everybody's just like, this just sounds like a guitar riff. I'm like, yeah, but it's sick when the drums come in.
Fucking dope.
Is it not? Does it not make you want to fucking do this when the drums come in? Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm also very heavily invested in pushing the envelope. But I understand, one, I want to pay rent with this shit. And two, I want to fucking have it kind of, spread over the course of my life. So I'm not trying to, like, be the guy when I'm dead and 30 years later people are like, he was way ahead of his time.
Yeah, that would be the
You know?
worst.
Like, that's cool. But also, like, I'd rather just, like, fucking make sure that people are, like, comfortable with and pushes the envelope so I can pull people along with me on the fucking exploration of wherever the fuck I'm trying to go.
Yeah, actually, like, shape culture slightly.
Yes.
It's got to be baby steps. You can't be like, no, I want to make something crazy. You're like, well, you're going to be Hitler and everyone's going to hate you. You got to cull the Jews slowly.
Wow.
I'm kidding, guys.
Caleb.
I'm kidding.
A great example.
I thought it was funny.
A great example of somebody who, what did you say? Something culture? Shaped culture.
Cull the Jews slowly is what I said.
Oh, God.
Just kidding. I'm not Kanye.
You can't cancel us.
I'm white.
Because we've been saying stuff like this forever.
That's true.
A great example of somebody who shaped culture and music forever, not Hitler, but Skrillex. Not Kanye.
Are you comparing Skrillex to Hitler? Right?
No, you compared Skrillex to Hitler before I could even say anything.
All right.
Skrile.
Skrittler. No. So tear out.
So
tear
Gas
out
Chambers.
Gas Chambers. His new album dropping tomorrow.
Imagine if it was called that. You're like, whoa!
I know, right?
And it's like feet Kanye.
Fuck. That would be amazing. That's how our
Holy
podcast goes
shit.
viral instantly.
Holy shit.
We predict it. No, but early like 2010s, like tear out and like heavy dubstep was becoming a thing, right? And Skrillex was just the one who molded it in some weird other direction and made it like
slightly in a direction.
Yeah, he wasn't complete. Like Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, everybody talks about it as like a pinnacle of like new expression, but it really wasn't.
It's not revolutionary.
It wasn't. Yeah, he took like a concept and like did a slightly different thing and made it his own, and he did, of course, an amazing job with it. Like he's fucking Skrillex.
Yeah, the mix is bad, but it's fine.
To today's standards, maybe you could argue whatever. I would kind of agree. At least it's not as like heavy as the shit coming out.
I'm just joshing.
But like at the time, yeah, he did the thing we're talking about. It's just enough left field, but just enough present, just enough future. It's like
you got to have 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in the door.
Yeah.
Got to hit that bell curve right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the fucking peak is.
Yeah, the fucking bell curve.
Like chain smokers.
You should actually pull up a bell curve.
Okay.
No, actually, I guess we don't need to.
Chain smokers is
Imagine
a
an
perfect
EQ.
example.
Oh no,
they came out right when EDM started like getting huge and mainstream, and they were like, "Oh, pop plus what the
totally
festival trap is happening
totally
right now."
And a little bit of future bass sprinkled
Yeah,
in.
and we'll just start juicing it towards whatever cool shit we hear on SoundCloud and shit like that. They were just taking inspiration from the kids, like you should. And
they nailed it. They found that lane.
Fucking destroyed.
Yeah, they're the chain smokers. Like,
Yeah, like
come on.
I don't care about them really, but like you respect the fact
You
that
respect
you're like,
them. Yeah.
wow. Like I'd like to
They
push.
made a lot of money.
Yeah.
They made so much
To
fucking
me-
money.
To me, they're on here.
Didn't they just put out a track with like? Oh no, they put out a track with Mallrat. That's why I was
Mallrat.
happy. Yeah, I love Mallrat.
Yeah, this is the bell curve. It's such a fascinating graph, and it works with so many different statistics and so many different like fields, I guess. And in anything you can see this little bell curve.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
Oh, actually, we have to go to this because we need to find this. And there we go.
There we go.
So, in my opinion, like the chain smokers are like on this side of the curve.
They can't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they can't see us because we're in
Oh.
the way. That's the wrong one. There we go. So, in my opinion, the chain smokers are on this side, right in this area, where they're more on the popular. Like if this is null, this is
That's pure mainstream or something.
No, this is the door. This center line is the doorway. This is mainstream. This is weird.
Oh,
And so
interesting.
Super
Okay.
fucking mainstream, like the super cheesy shit. Like you're a shitty Jaws. Nobody's listening to a shitty Jaws.
Yeah,
music.
rip off Jaws.
There's 1,000 of you on the internet, and sorry, you have no listens.
Yep.
You got to go weird. You got to go weirder. You got to try and make yourself more unique.
Yep.
And then like the chain smokers, and then in terms of our why, this is no listeners, and this is maximum amount of listeners.
Yeah.
Like the chain smokers are on this side of the bell curve, where they're more mainstream than they are experimental, but they're really close to the top of the curve. Where I want to be on this side. Mm-hmm. Like I want to be more
right in the wave, baby.
right, more weird.
in front of
than
the wave.
popular,
Yeah, riding
but
the wave. Yeah, you're in front of it.
Just on just on the leading
Don't
edge of
fight
the
it.
wave. Yeah, it's called the bleeding edge for a reason. Because this
that could be a little Party B track.
this
or
is
EP.
not bleeding edge.
The bleeding
It
edge.
would be funny to troll so hard to like, this is so bleeding edge.
Yeah, this is
so
fucking-
serious right
so
now.
Yeah,
bleeding
exactly.
edge. Look at what we're doing right
That'd be
now.
hilarious.
If
Well-
it's in the Party B vibe.
There's the bell curve idea for you folks.
Yeah.
There was a couple more topics here real quick from the boys. John says, people who are attracted to confidence.
confidence.
And that is the best
It's the best, dude.
That is best shown when your music says that exactly what people hear is exactly what you wanted them to experience.
Dude, have you been practicing John's voice?
I have.
You
I have.
nailed it.
It's pretty good.
Wow.
He also goes on to say,
Nailed it.
doing things you love and getting genuinely hyped on is what matters most. IMO.
Yeah, no, fuck yeah, John. 100%.
Yeah, no, that's
100%.
That's 100% true. 100% true. People are stoked on confidence and stoked on
Passion.
the genuine.
The genuine. Everybody
Like,
loves that, yeah.
When you're
You can
up,
feel it.
right? 100%. Like when you drop something that's weird, but you're like, I'm so stoked for people to like listen to this weird thing I made, and it's like actually good. Like you
It
can't
needs to be good.
exactly
be good.
again.
It's not false confidence.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Again, to the bell curve, it happens with like you could be falsely confident about your shit over here, and you're like, it's weird, and I think it's fucking super cool and weird. And it's like it's too weird. It's too weird.
It's too weird.
You can't listen to it and be like, yeah, it's weird. Like no. You need to be like, yeah, it's good. It's a little weird.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it has to be good before weird. I think.
I agree.
Like, And John, I would say, is an expert at that because his shit is
John
like,
fucking mastered that shit.
right. It's all over the place and keeps you intrigued and has a bunch of like ear candy and very like progressive sounding things to the point where you have to like pay attention. But at the backbone, it's just a funky beat the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So really,
and a sick riff
doesn't really matter. Like you can kind of just have it low pass and it's like.
He's definitely bleeding edge in it.
Just like
you know,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
and he's pushing boundaries.
Like maybe even Mr. Bill would be further down,
correct,
toward
correct.
the really obscure, where you're like
any IDM.
I think Bill would be that
close
like
to hard.
third row. He'd be like top of that like third section where it's like you can hear it and you love it. Yeah,
Here?
right there,
Yeah.
exactly right there.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's fucking weird,
Him-
but you still
yeah.
appreciate it, and you're like
Tipper's like right above him, just like.
I think Tipper's a little more because
I
his
think they
his
both-
stuff is more simple
Well, one,
and easy.
I think
But maybe not. Maybe
Everybody
that's just
moves
me.
around.
Yeah.
I think people move around.
Even song by song
Right,
basis, like
100%.
Bill could be super
Right.
far right,
Oh,
but
it's
even like
fluid.
some of them are
it's
like
very, very
it is very fluid.
fluid.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a progressive show.
But it has to be like
4%.
It has to be like where you're comfortable with. Like if you're okay.
Skrittler.
If you're okay writing a track like way over here, that's like super mainstreamy, but it's got enough, and it's surrounded by, if you release it with other tracks that are like on the bleeding edge more so than it is, like, you know, it's all up to you and your project where you want it to sit on this curve.
yeah,
But I think it exists, dude.
yeah.
I think it exists 100%.
Oftentimes,
Yeah.
I think people are on they're more on the forefront of things, and then they get some popularity for being that, and then they come back toward like the real shit or the popular shit when that happens.
Because they're scared to lose the status or whatever.
Yeah,
Do you think they're yeah?
So
yeah.
this,
They get there and then they're like, "I want to be here.
I want to maintain this. How do I
Right.
maintain? Yeah,
I must make the now."
and
Right,
then you
this-
get lost in the lump.
right, or you're like you're basically riding the wave, and you could easily pass over.
Exactly. Yeah, you fucking
Or you
shoot
could
over the
easily-
top.
or you could easily get eaten. It
you get
it-
swallowed.
Right. It goes into what Baco says here. Also depends on your goals. Commercial
Oh,
viability
totally,
is a
Baco.
thing.
Yeah.
So if you're trying, like if you start over here where Mr. Bill is and you're trying to ride the wave and you're trying to kind of settle back and kind of settle on that tip, like you're aiming for that tip, you know, then you're back this way. You're trying to ride the fucking wave the whole time. This is a great analogy, by the way.
I know. This is the
such
fucking
a
best
good
thing ever.
Oh,
Holy
wait.
shit. The
And
bell
you're
curve.
and you're just riding the wave back and forth like this, folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like that is kind of the sauce, but like you do, even if it is a wave and it's moving this direction towards the shore, you want to sit here.
Yeah.
That's the
Yep.
if the analogy is
Momentum,
true,
baby.
you
Yeah.
want to sit right here. You want to be on that bleeding edge.
Yep.
You want to be
If
like
the analogy
more,
is true,
you want to be more. You want to be more experimental than mainstream, but you have to have. You got to have some. You got to have like
Oh, yeah.
enough for people
yeah.
to latch onto.
100%.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always start a little thing that becomes the pinnacle thing, and then everybody fucking tries to copy and follow it.
Right. Right.
Oh, it's so strange. I love this.
Me
The bell
too.
curve is fascinating.
All right, folks. This is it.
Well,
This is it.
what a
Um,
great episode to start the new year. It's gonna
yeah,
be a good
folks.
one for us.
Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Thanks for coming out and helping us grow. We don't promote this stuff, so it's purely word of mouth.
Yeah.
Let everybody know. Let your friends know on Discord and all that stuff if they're producers. We're just hanging out. We're trying to help everyone, trying to help ourselves, just trying to get better.
Mm-hmm. We're
You know.
figuring it out.
That's the
Alongside
whole thing
you.
we're trying to do.
yep. Shit.
So we
Baco,
love you.
Thanks for showing
out.
up, man.
Hit the sub button.
John, you're
Um,
here every single week. Can we just take a moment to shout out John? Not like we ever talk about him here on the pod, but he's literally here like every single week, just lurking. He'll talk.
Yeah.
He'll say some amazing things here and there, but like he's
Killers-
always supporting, and that's
Killers
super
in
cool.
the chat. Killers in the chat.
Killers
Come
in the
hang
chat.
out. Come hang out. We're on here every Tuesday.
Oh, who do we have Travis coming up, not next week, but
Yeah,
2 weeks?
next week.
Next week.
Next week. We have Travis, and then we're doing a DJ set afterwards.
Nice.
That's right.
So we'll let you know the details on that, folks.
I Am Mountain coming on. That's Travis. And then Party B, I Am Mountain back-to-back set.
Oh.
Wow.
And I might be wearing this poncho again.
Probably will be.
Fucking bet, bro.
Always400.com
Yep.
for all the links and things.
Go ahead and give us a sub. Trick that algorithm, folk.
Yep.
We'd love that.
Whatever.
Yeah, all those things. Love you so much, folks.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.